Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 71 of Cross Atlantic Gaming. I'm your host, Risky the Kid, and joining me this week are my co-hosts, Chocolate Bear.
Hello.
Moose.
What's up, guys?
And joining us in our rotating fourth chair, community member, Rownan.
Hello, everybody.
What's going on, Rownan? First time on the show. How you doing?
I am good. Thanks for having me, of course. Just another Saturday.
The best day of the week? Yeah?
It's Tuesday.
Absolutely.
It's Tuesday. Nobody told them it's Tuesday.
Tuesday when they're listening. The live mixer audience is like, yeah, it's Saturday. So
We're somewhere in a time warp right now.
Yeah,
But-
we're caught between timelines.
for real, though, Saturday, best day of the week. Nobody has any problems with that, right?
Can't complain.
Good for me.
Okay, good. That's all I'm looking for. All right. Another week in gaming. What have we all been up to? Let's start with guests first. This is a game we've all kind of been playing a little bit, or a lot of bit, but Borderlands 3, Rownan. I know that you're a super fan of the first couple games. You had to wait a little bit for 3 to come out, but how are you enjoying that so far?
I am loving it. Every second of it. It's Borderlands, like the last two have been, except just so much better.
And you
There's
can
better
leave Pandora.
mechanics. What's that?
I said you can leave Pandora.
I know. I thought there was going to be, I honestly thought there was going to be a little more kind of what you can do when you leave Pandora, but really it's just fast traveling between planets. I thought there was going to be more space stuff, but there's not.
Stuff, yeah, besides just, I mean, you're right. It's literally just fast travel. Just open up the map, click a spot, and you end up there. What level you at nowadays?
I think I'm at like 38.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he's cruised right on by us.
And
Yeah.
You're maining who?
Zane. Mostly because the people that I play with, which is my brother and my friend from home, they're playing as the other characters, so I kind of just got stuck with Zane. But I do like Zane.
Come
He's
on.
awesome.
I think Risky did too. He really wants to play Flak, but he did me a solid.
I mean, the more I play with Zane, the more I like him, though. And, like, because he has the option to not roll the grenade and use 2 of his abilities, I think that makes him a lot of fun. So I use the hologram thing and the little robot thing. I don't use the shield. But messing around with those skill trees makes it so he's super fun to run and gun with, like, where he gets faster and does more damage, like, as you're moving around. I think Zane's a lot of fun to play with.
I've actually so I use the shield and the drone, and there's a skill for the shield to where if enemies run into the shield, they get shocked and stunned, and you can pick up the shield and put it on you. So when I'm playing solo, I literally throw the shield down, pick it up, and I charge at everyone.
Just run
and I
into
just
people.
stun them. Yeah,
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
yeah, I just shotgun them to death.
So I hadn't messed with that. I started off with the shield, but then ended up switching pretty early in for whatever reason. So I didn't even get to look at the bottom of that skill tree. That's pretty awesome, though. So, but my Mirage guy right now, I just unlocked something where if he's out, the hologram, and I go down, I can hit left bumper, and it just swaps places with the hologram. So, like, it picks me up for a second wind if my hologram's up, and I can, like, cancel him. So that's
nice.
kind of been a good, like, fail-safe if there's not a lot of enemies on the board for me to take out.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But, yeah, I think Flak's still where it's at, Moose. I think you got...
Yeah, I think his abilities are kind of OP because he goes invisible, and I don't think he can get shot while he's invisible. Plus, every single shot, no matter where you hit the enemy, is a crit.
Yeah, that sounds broken.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's so awesome.
They actually, with their most recent patch, they actually nerfed Flak because he absolutely was ridiculously overpowered.
Good. I like that
Dang
they're
it.
trying to keep it balanced, and they're putting out these patches relatively quick.
But yeah, I remember we were playing with Bacon Cheeseburgers, and he was playing with Flak, and he would literally just melt bosses.
Yep. Chocolate, where are you at? Have you
Did you get to 15, or
Are you
is
past
that why
level
you're so
12
quiet?
Well, I'm a little bit quiet because I didn't get much game time this week, so that's why I haven't mentioned about Borderlands. I think
so he's not allowed to talk about it?
Exactly. I did.
It's got a gag order.
The lawyers have come in. So yeah, I played a little bit with Chaotic, and we ran a few missions when he just got back from New York, and I'm pretty sure he fell asleep halfway through a mission, but his character was still killing people. So yeah, I was happy with that. But I think I'm only 13, maybe pushing 14.
So
So
now
where
you
you
have
were
to get
last
to,
week?
Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
So next week you have to get to 20. I'm gonna keep upping it if you can't hit your
All
goals
right.
here.
Just
so.
can't contribute.
Yep.
It's going to be, well, the wife's away, so there should be, touch wood.
We've heard that before.
Some so have I. Yeah, no, I've definitely booked the ticket. She's out of here.
Good deal. So Rownan, where you're at in the game, you said 38, right?
Yep.
So have you beat the main campaign yet then?
I have not. I have
Okay.
a serious disease where if there's a side mission or anything on the map, I cannot advance until I do all of it.
I call that shiny things disease.
Exactly.
Ooh, over there.
So I think I'm really close, but I have not beat it yet.
So you're taking care of like every challenge on every planet, every side
Yep.
mission, like literally just everything you can do up until the end of this game.
All the
Yeah,
Typhon
that way
boxes.
when I get to the end, I can just play the end game over and over again.
Just deal with
grind
that,
for the
right?
ultimate loot.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So yeah, because when you said 38, I was like, I think he's got to be done-ish, because I feel like I was hearing reports of people beating it at like 35, 36.
Yeah, a lot of people beat it in the like early 30s if they just
Okay.
do like the campaign.
Right.
Right, because I think I am at the same spot you are, Ronan, as far as the story goes, and
Yeah.
I'm like level 32. But I've got tons of stuff, because I was doing all the side missions, and then Risky's like, why are you doing that? They'll all be level 50 once you break the level cap. So I stopped doing that.
Yeah, so once you beat the end of the game, apparently all the side missions become like relevant, because like for us going back right now to a level 7 mission,
Right,
like,
because you
you're
get
gonna
all level 7 gear. It's worthless.
right. But I
Yeah.
mean, if you're doing it like Ronan was, he was probably taking care of literally everything on the planet. So
Right.
nothing was that. He wasn't like that high overpowered for everything, I'm assuming? Or for anything?
No, not too many levels over.
Okay. So yeah, at this point I've got just this giant backlog of side missions, and I just plan on tackling them once we beat the main story, I think.
Right.
Those side missions just add up and add up.
They really do. And I'm sure there's a
Real
bunch I've
quick.
missed too. If you don't see that yellow exclamation point like right away,
Oh yeah,
sometimes you're going to miss it.
John.
Right.
I do like the whole D-pad switching missions out. I think it's a brilliant addition to the game that they've done. So if you flick left or right, you can flick what mission you want to do.
Yeah, when you're in game, and then it'll highlight the targets for that mission.
Yeah. That's how I
Perfect.
kept trying to do my emotes. That's not how you do emotes.
We finally figured it out. Well, you did,
Yeah, hold the start button.
which is weird.
Well, it was one night I was playing with Cheeseburgers. I think you were there too, actually. And
Yeah.
he bought an emote, and he was like, well, I don't even actually know how to use these. So we had to Google it. And that's
Yeah.
how he found it. But that's also how you start up the duels, which is actually a fun
Yeah, I
little-
did that
fun little
yesterday
thing.
too, and I was like, I didn't mean it. Don't kill me.
The other people have to accept, I'm pretty sure. So
Right.
you don't have to worry about that.
So, but there is a one side mission that I wanted to note that they basically gives you an option to try out a death box. I urge you to try it out.
Try out a death box, you say. I don't know what that means, but I'm down.
Yeah. So just remember, if they ever give you an option, yes or no, to try out the death box, do it.
I'm pretty sure I can assume what happens when I interact with said death
Yes.
box.
Spoilers. You respawn, but you get something in your mailbox too. So.
Wonderful. I like it. All right. If anybody, if we have nothing else to add for Borderlands 3, we can move on to a different game.
Till
Everybody
next week, chocolate.
good? Yeah, you can try again when you're level 20.
Definitely level 20 next week. I'll be there.
All right. Chocolate, let's go over to you. You're playing some Bloodstained. This recently went into Game Pass, correct?
Yes, I think it was. Oh God, just after last week's podcast, I think it was. It was dropped in Game Pass.
How's that going? Getting your butt kicked?
I was. I think I've just made it to the end boss and then just got annihilated. It's a
Like
strange.
first level end boss or end of the game end boss? Because I'm thinking first level, right?
Yeah, first level.
Okay,
First level.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a strange So let me read the game here. So it's a Metroidvania developed by Artplay and published by 505 Games. It's got quite a bit of kind of platforming, but then this strange, which I'm not a big fan of, kind of JRPG element to it, which I'm gone with and lost. But the art styles draw me in, which is nice, and the gameplay is really, really good.
Wait, what JRPG is? I thought this was just like a platformer, isn't it?
Well, so did I, but then there's...
It's got skill trees and stuff in it.
A little bit of skill trees. It's got also, if you pick up the... you play it as Miranda, so if you pick up a certain skirt, it gives you some extra hit points and health buffs. If you pick up a necklace or something else, it gives you other extra bits to keep you going.
So just one too many systems for you, even though that's kind of a minor one, I would say.
Yeah, but I suppose it is very minor, but
you just wanted to hop around and kill some bad guys, and that was it.
That's what I thought the game was when I saw the trailer. I didn't see this whole other side to it.
Skill trees and stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I'm really enjoying it. Like I said, the art style's really cool. It's not overly difficult. It is quite easy.
Well, you are on level 1, correct?
I am on level 1. Yeah. Yeah, I enjoy it. I'm trying to think of the best kind of comparison, and I don't think I've ever played a game that is like this, and I can compare it to. But it's definitely, because it's in Game Pass, 100% it's worth the try.
All right, fair enough. Maybe next game, Pass Roulette, you can make everyone else play it. Just kidding, you already played this, so you're not taking...
Oh, is that a new rule?
Yeah, Doom guy.
Hey, did you guys finish the game?
Moving on.
Yeah.
I don't finish games. We've talked about this 1,000 times. It's just, it's impossible.
The only reason I did
do it.
Yeah, the only reason I did finish Doom is because I looked it up and found out it was the last boss. So I figured,
You're like, we're here. We might as well get rid of this.
Exactly.
No, I if I had to put my money on it, I would say Doom gets done for me like a few days before Doom Eternal comes out, just because I'll feel like I have to warrant any type of purchase of Doom Eternal. I need to finish original Doom. So, which I played a bunch of that. I feel like I have to be not
you
that
gotta be
far.
close.
So,
well, you've beat the first boss fight, right?
Right.
I think there's only like 2 or 3 in the whole game.
So possibly halfway there, maybe 33%. All right. Okay. Hey, you guys want to talk about a mobile game? I know how much you guys love mobile games.
Nope.
All right, cool. So moving on. No. Mario Kart World Tour came out this past week. That game's a whole bunch of Mario Kart with a whole bunch of microtransaction-y stuff just layered on top of it.
As Nintendo does with their mobile games.
Yeah, so it's definitely, like, I think it looks really good, and at times when you're in the middle of a race, you kind of, like, forget you're even having, like, a mobile experience, because it feels like you're just playing some good old-fashioned Mario Kart. And they have multiple different levels from different systems. Like, it'll say 3DS and then the name of the level, or like N64 and then the name of the level. So like you do have these classic maps, which is awesome. And then you only have to do 2 laps, which is nice because it's a mobile game. You might not want to be sitting there for 10 minutes at a time or whatever.
Which steering mode did you choose?
Okay, yeah. So the 2 steering modes you can do, you either can like traditional, just kind of like go to the left with your thumb and it goes to the left, go to the right, goes to the right. Or you can do drift mode, which if you swipe one way or the other, your guy will just start to drift in that direction. Originally I went with drift. I tried playing it for maybe 2 or 3 matches or races, and I couldn't do it for whatever reason. So I switched back.
You got to take your thumb off or your finger off the screen for it to straighten out and then only turn, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, and when you're playing Classic, I feel like I rarely take my thumb off of it unless there's a big straightaway for a while. But
can you still get the turbo boost if you play Classic?
Yeah, you can. So, I mean, if you're turning hard enough left or right, you will eventually start to drift and catch that little boost. So you do get it. Gotcha. But it just makes all the steering in between turns a lot easier because I think like the drift mode's sweet if it's a bunch of S turns and that's it. But as soon as I have to go straight or something, like you said, you have to let go
Right.
at a very specific time to keep your cart going straight. Otherwise, it's going to go left or right.
It just feels like you're driving on beach balls.
Okay.
You just got to plan
that's fair.
way ahead.
That's probably why you would beat me at this game. But speaking of you beating me at this game, that's one thing you can't do, which blows my mind.
But they actually have actual usernames in there as NPCs.
Yeah, and that threw me off at first. I'm racing against 9 other people, and there's usernames that look like they totally could have just been made up.
Yeah, some are kanji, so like it's all across the world as far as languages go too. So
yeah, they really tricked me good. And then in the bottom right, it says multiplayer coming soon or something, and I was like, oh, so these aren't real people. And like you can have friends and stuff, but I don't really know what that does for you because like you can't race with them as of now. But once you can, I think that'll be a ton of fun. Then you won't have to worry about all the loot boxy stuff that's in this game because it's a total gacha game where you can open loot crates, and the loot crates are great in this game because it's just like a little Mario pipe, like the plumber pipes you go down, and you just push it down with your finger, and then a car or a person
fires something out of the tube at you.
Yeah, it just fires it out of the tube, and like that's what you're doing. So.
Yeah, so far I've unlocked Peach and Toadstool, Princess Peach, and like the worst characters ever.
So I have the current like thing that's going on right now is the chick from Odyssey from the city level.
New York, Donk City.
Yeah, from New Donk City. So I pulled her out of the thing. So I was like, oh, that must this is rare, right? I did good, but I don't know. I can't tell the difference. Like, each character does have special moves and stuff, and what she does is once in a while, when I hit a box, she'll put 7 random like attack items, I guess, around her cart, and then when you hit like send it, it throws everything at once.
Oh, jeez.
So that seems overpowered. So if you're into spending money, and that's the other thing is that the premium currency is called rubies for everybody that's wondering, and best value is gonna be a $70 ruby package for Mario Kart Online.
How many rubies do you get for $70?
I don't know. I saw $69.99 on that, and I was like, okay.
And then one thing go ahead, Bear.
No, go on after you, Moose.
I did notice that they have like home tracks. So, like, if you have all the characters unlocked, you get bonuses for racing specific characters on specific tracks.
Yeah, so that's not just the characters. I think that's also the actual carts and the gliders.
Yep, exactly.
And when you're going into a track, it'll tell you the best character that you have that's going to get, like, the highest bonus for it. And the bonuses are usually, like, point bonuses or your chance to get the Frenzy, which is just where you get to fire off 1,000 attacks at once.
Yeah, there was one I got that was, what was it? We had, like if I used the Toadstool Racer on the Toadstool track, then whatever box that I went across, I got 3 of. So if I went across mushrooms, I got 3 mushrooms. If I went across turtle shells, I got 3 turtle shells.
And that's where this turns into a total pay-to-win mess.
Exactly.
Which, it's a mobile game, so you had to expect it. And with Nintendo's track record thus far, it's kind of, I guess we didn't really expect anything.
Yeah, that's how they play mobile.
From this.
So I still haven't checked out Kirby, but I'm sure it's more of the same on Nintendo. Yeah, on the Switch.
But I mean, overall, I think if you're just looking for some casual Mario Kart, like it feels like Mario Kart, and if you're not worried about being super competitive to the point of having to pay for stuff, totally worth a download. It's good. I'm working towards like you're kind of going through the circuits, and as you go through the circuits, you collect stars, and when you get enough stars, you unlock the faster speeds. Like I think you start at 50cc. I think I'm on 150cc now, so everything's a little bit harder, and you can tackle all the courses at different levels to get more stars to progress through the like campaign in quotation marks. But yeah, I think it's a fun little game. Definitely worth a download. And once they have multiplayer like that could be a ton of fun. That would definitely make this game 1,000 times better if you can get into a lobby with some friends and just swipe around and play some Mario Kart.
I'm just still not sold on mobile gaming. It just feels cheap, or it's just to pass your time. And what better mobile game than Candy Crush to do that?
Yeah, well, if you sat at a desk for 40 hours a week, you'd play more mobile games.
Probably.
Shouldn't you be working while you're sitting at your desk?
Yeah, it's only for my bathroom breaks. That's literally the only time. 2 10-minute breaks a day. Yep, that's it.
Did you ever check out Gotham City during one of those paid poop sessions?
Gotham City?
In Fortnite. Remember last week you talked about...
oh, no. Nope. Totally didn't. Is that out? Was that coming out this past week?
I think it's out this week. I don't play Fortnite, though, so I couldn't be exact for you.
This was our reason to go check it out, just to drop in that one spot and then be done.
But you said you were going to do it, so I figured it was covered.
I forgot.
Oh, well. You play Mario Kart. You're good.
Yep. And you can be excited to know that I'll be talking about mobile games again next week because Call of Duty Mobile comes out on Tuesday. So, sure, everybody's pumped for that, huh? No?
We're going to have a no football manager and a no mobile games rule here pretty soon.
Whatever, dude. Mobile games are taking over the world. You'll get there eventually.
I know they are. It sucks, though.
It's not great. All right. Back to real video games. Well, Moose, you're not playing much different than stuff we're playing, so we don't need to go to you. Let's go back to Rownan, playing some Age of Wonders Planetfall. This is a game I have not checked out at all. So tell us about it.
So Age of Wonders Planetfall it's kind of like a mix of like the way I explain it is a mix of Civilization and XCOM.
Ooh. So
the overworld part of it, you move your armies around, you take over territories. Each colony you have, you kind of build up with different stuff that you can build for that colony. And then when you fight other players or the computer, which is what I do because I'm playing campaign, it zooms into like a kind of like XCOM thing where you can set your guys in Overwatch positions, stuff like that. But it's super good. I love it. I just like the whole like strategic management side of it, and it has me hooked.
So which side do you enjoy, the more Civ part or the XCOM-y part? Or just a mix of both? That's what makes it good.
Yeah, it's the mix of both.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. How in depth is the actual combat? Are you talking like different weapons and abilities, like X-Men style, XCOM style?
Oh, there's an insane amount of different like combination. Even like depending on the faction you are, depends on the way you approach combat. So like the Automaton faction, it's like a bunch of robots and stuff, but they can all link together in like a kind of networked system, and then they can heal each other, and it gives them a bonus to attack, like their attack percentage, because in XCOM, like you have a percentage of whether or not you're gonna hit or miss.
95%, and then I'll miss. Perfect.
Yeah, it's funny. My brother says the exact same thing.
Yep.
But with them, you get a bonus to like attacking and healing. So you would, in combat, you like rush the enemy. But again, it all just depends on the faction you're playing.
Yeah, that sounds pretty awesome. Especially if you're into both of those types, having those married together, so you just have like one game centered around it. That's pretty awesome.
It's really fun.
Have you tried multiplayer at all, or are you just going through the campaign? That's it.
I haven't, mostly because too many games.
And if you can't hone your skills on that one game, you might just get wrecked every time.
Yeah,
that's not fun.
For multiplayer, I play other games, but for this though, the campaign has got me hooked.
Good deal. It's a good story, a decent story at least.
Yeah, so you play actually as you play a campaign for each faction, and each faction has two campaign maps, if you want to say. So then once you're done with those two maps, you move on to the next faction. You play through the story from their point of view, and then at the very end, which I'm about to get to, I have the mission unlocked, but I'm still doing the last faction. You pick a faction that you want to play as for the final mission, which is like you unify the galaxy under this faction.
Okay. And does that carry over into your next playthrough at all, or no?
I have no idea.
All right, fair enough. Cool. I mean, that definitely, it sounds interesting. I love the XCOM, like the turn-based, like the grid-based kind of stuff. I think that's
Yeah, the hexagon. Yeah, I love it.
good stuff. Cool. Might have to check that out. All right. Chocolate, big release for you this week. FIFA 20.
FIFA is here,
The fake
and
football.
it's real. The real football.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I broke and unfortunately bought EA Access on, I think it was Thursday night.
Dude, you
Wednesday
saved
night.
yourself money. You didn't do anything but a smart choice.
I only bought a month because I'm not. Yeah.
But you get 10% off buying the game now, and you spent $5 or £5 to save $6.
What? I didn't buy the game. Remember, it was free.
Oh,
Thank you,
yeah,
Game
you're
Share,
right.
buddy.
That's right. So,
But anyway, so I got in, and I have so far stuck to my guns. I'm not touching Ultimate Team, so I jumped in with Chaotic and a couple of others, and we did our Pro Clubs, which is the mode for me this year.
Hopefully it's
so
the mood
far.
for everybody. The mode for everybody.
The mode, yeah. I believe Moose has joined
yeah.
Atletico CAG.
So weird.
I hope you didn't plan on playing center mid because that spot's filled now.
Yeah, I've heard you'd given me a run for my money in my position.
Just a big man in the middle. That's all I am.
And that's what I was doing. I was running the show, but
You got to show up to the show, Bear. Come on.
Exactly.
I mean, there is that as well.
You miss practice, you miss playing time, I guess.
Yeah, you get substituted. You don't even get on the team sheet. You get left behind.
Forgot to put him on the bus.
Exactly. No, but pro clubs are a big fan of pro clubs.
Yeah.
It's always fun getting 3, 4, even if you can get 11 of your friends playing. It just gets really hectic at times.
Sweeney's pretty good. We just let him play defense, basically. He plays the any character, so he can swap between all the other NPCs. And then we all just play our single guy, and he pretty much stuffs everybody on the back end.
Yeah, I heard you had a really good run. Was it yesterday or day before?
Yesterday, yeah. I don't know. I think we went like 5-2 or something like that. It was pretty good. We made a couple teams quit, which is, I guess, Sweeney's favorite thing to do.
He does enjoy making them quit,
Yeah.
and then he'll laugh
Yep.
and say how trash they are.
So when you mentioned 11 people playing pro clubs together, I was just picturing like elementary soccer where everybody just
It's just a cloud of dust.
just
and a ball.
Yeah.
just everybody flocks
Yeah.
to the ball, just chases it around.
Yeah, the ball will go to the left. You'll see you'll see 10 players running, and then the goalkeeper will kind of just wander outside his box, kind of go
Well,
doo-doo-doo.
Yeah, there is a drop-in mode if you don't play with your club, and it's just all random 11 versus 11, and it essentially is that mode because everybody's just trying to dribble through everybody and rip a shot.
Yeah, it's so I played a couple of drop-ins because you have to gain XP
Right,
so you
level
can
up.
then level up your character. And
Imagine that, an RPG.
Yeah, this is the RPG, I understand.
Yeah.
So you have like 5 sections. It's like passing, shooting, physical,
Strength, right?
Yeah, you have a
Speed.
section if you want to be a goalkeeper. So for each point, you can then unlock better stamina, or a better pass, or a better long pass, or a better shot, etc., etc. So you normally spam the drop-in just so you can gain some extra XP. But people are so selfish. It's
Yeah.
like they tried to take on 3 or 4 players themselves, and as Moose said, rip a shot from 30, 40 yards.
Yeah, everybody starts shooting when they're 20 yards from the box. I'm like, the odds of you making that is ridiculous.
Yeah, precisely.
Can someone play goalie then?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know why you
Oh.
would, but it seems to be fairly popular.
I feel like
It
that'd
is,
be so
yeah.
boring.
Yeah,
Well,
right?
It depends. If you're chaotic, he played
likes
the
to play
first, I
goalie.
think, yeah, he played 2 games as goalie, and there was a couple of times that I may have needed to change my underwear when the ball went near him. To be fair to him, he made some good saves as well. I think we lost those 2 games, and then he came out on field, and we did a lot better.
And apparently the build for striker is 5'9" and 98 pounds or something, because that's what Ryan and Chaotix, both their strikers are.
I think that's just true to life. And if they're putting him at 5'8", I think Sweeney's lying because he should be 5'6".
Yeah, I guess you can make him as short as 5'3".
Yeah, you can go as short and as tall as you like. It's the mode is just so much fun, and to play with your friends to try and coordinate a decent kind of team is, it's what it's all about. How did you find it, Moose, with playing and the terminology?
Oh yeah, I played FIFA all the way growing up, so I have a little bit of skills. I know which buttons do what and what the object of the game and, find space and all that.
What the object of the game is.
Well, because, a lot of people just pass, shoot. That's, 94 controls in NHL, right, Ryan? So, it's fun. I'm having a lot of fun with everybody. I can't understand Sweeney sometimes when he gets excited, but I just tell him to slow down, and we get, the message gets served across. So I may end up buying this game and playing strictly pro clubs with you guys on it. I tried the Ultimate Team stuff, and it still has the contracts and stuff like Madden used to have, and I will not. Nope, I don't even mess with it.
Have it for 1 year. That's
right.
it.
Yeah. It's not even a year. It's like a time period,
like
a certain
games?
amount of games. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's very money grabby.
Madden tried to do that like 1 year, and everybody had a fit, and so now you just keep the cards in your collection.
Okay, right.
I suppose it makes sense, but I suppose over here with football, we're so used to hearing contracts and playing with contracts and stuff like that. I suppose it's natural.
Yeah, so I won't mess with Ultimate Team too much unless somebody, gives me a crash course on the right way to do it. But I don't want to play a manager. That's why I don't want to play Football Manager. That's why, I could care less about contracts and, all that stuff.
When you talk about like the optimal way to play those games, I feel like I always just see people talking about how you just have to play on the market and buy things when they first come on sale for super cheap and then sell them. And like at that point, are you playing a soccer game anymore? Like,
no, you're playing the card game.
Yeah, you're playing a weird stock market soccer game, and just nothing about that sounds fun.
It's the same way in Madden too. If you're really into the Ultimate Team thing, you hoard certain cards anticipating, that they're going to drop a certain build of this card, and then the marketplace goes nuts and you dump all of it, and I don't know, not for me.
Someone in Mixer Chat was just saying that they have, which I should have said, they have made kind of objectives where you can get extra cards, contract cards, etc., etc. So they are trying to, I suppose, help you not spend money, because obviously the whole loot box fiasco that EA enjoys to dip their toes in. But yeah, for the most part, for me, definitely Ultimate Team is out.
And and Eamster mentioned in chat over here also the Volta mode's pretty fun, but I tried to make my character and I wanted to name him Moose, and it said it was a bad word, so I won't be playing Volta.
That was like when I wanted to name my parrot Petey, and it was like, no, you can't say Petey.
Right.
Excuse me? I mean,
I even tried to put zeros for the O's. I tried to do leet speak, all sorts of stuff. It just was like, nope, that's a bad word.
No more saying moose. I'm going to have to edit that out of the podcast now. Great.
Get the bicorns ready.
Awesome. Well, hey, I'm glad you're having fun, Moose and Chocolate. That's really great.
I just like to play games with friends, so if there's,
That's true. You'll play whatever garbage game as long as people are there, right?
Pretty much until, I figure out it's not for me. But yeah, pretty much anything that you invite me to the party and I'll be there for a good time.
Play whatever. Good deal. All right, what do we got left? All right, I'll talk about Bad North, which came into Game Pass this past week or 2 weeks. Something
it was
like
just
that.
Last week, I believe.
Last week? Okay. So this game, it came out, I think, in 2018, but it's just now in Game Pass, and I figured I'd check it out. So this is, well, first of all, it's a roguelite. Roguelite? It's the one where you don't get to carry any progress.
So do you know the difference between the two? One you carry stuff over and one you don't?
Yeah, I think it's roguelite that you carry certain things over.
And then there was a game named Rogue at one point?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's where I think it all started. Or
Right.
something. I don't know.
I've never heard of Rogue, but I hear roguelike and rogue
Rogue
a lot.
Legacy, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
Never played it though. So it's a rogue like, so I don't get to carry anything over. And what you're doing, this is kind of like it reminds me of a tower defense game, kind of. What you are doing is you're taking control of little Viking armies on an island, and then you just have ships of other characters coming towards your island. The art is super minimalistic. The whole game is pretty minimalistic, to be honest, like from the artwork to the different abilities and classes. It's not super in depth, which I think is perfect. It doesn't need to be anything more than it is. But so when you first start the game, it's going to procedurally generate 2 characters. You can keep switching through them if you want to give them different names. Some of them will have starting like abilities. Like their troops will be faster, or they can replenish faster, things like that. And then when you go out to the main board, you'll have a choice of like 3 islands in front of you. It'll show you which characters you're gonna have to fight there. It'll show you if you get to pick up like an item there. It'll also show you how many buildings are going to be on that island that you're defending. So the more buildings there are, the more coins you're going to get. And what you use the coins for is to level up abilities, level up. You can actually assign people, because when you start off, everyone's just a swordsman. And then you can kind of have them go into different areas of expertise, like archers, sword and shield guys. And then we have pike guys. And those are the 3 that I've found so far. But as you go through these islands, you can eventually level them up to make like the archers more accurate, make the shield guys have heavier shields so they can take more damage. And all you're doing is just going through this map game after game, just leveling your guys up and trying to go as far as you can. When you die, it gives you a percentage of how close you got to beating the game. It'll tell you how many people you killed, how many commanders you lost. And that's one of the things that's actually shown when you're looking at the overworld map and deciding which next island you want to go to. If there's a faction that's there with a commander and you win that island, you get to take them and use them as a new commander for your army. So you can level them up, choose to use them or not use them. You can only put 4 people out, 4 little armies out at a time. So it's fun, and I like the art style a lot. I was playing it on PC because I think it's perfect for mouse and keyboard. Like just clicking around on this stuff is great. But yeah, definitely worth checking out. I think Chocolate, you said you were interested in this, maybe?
Yeah, I saw the trailer on, was it Nintendo Direct a couple of weeks back, and it kind of piqued my interest. But the way you're explaining it's given me a big kind of Wargroove vibe. Is that fair comparison?
Well, it's real time, so I think Wargroove's actually...
Oh, it's turn-based.
Yeah.
It's turn-based, right?
So it's more like Halo Wars type RTS.
I mean, if you've played tower defense games,
okay.
I think that's the best way to say it, except for you're not setting up like turrets and stuff. You're just kind of moving the appropriate troops. Like if I've got a ship, and that's the other thing, like the enemies are coming from all different directions on ships, and when they start to come in, you can tell, like, okay, there's a bunch of archers that are coming in, so let's put our front row will be dudes with shields, and then right behind them we'll throw some archers up, and we can probably pick off a bunch of them before they even get to the actual island, because then once they get to the island, that's where your troops will start fighting. But if you have decent archers, you can pick them off as they're coming in.
Is it better than Kingdom Rush? That's my gold standard of tower defense games.
I would say they're different enough that they're both. I would play both of them. Kingdom Rush is awesome, and if you've never played Kingdom Rush on mobile, that's the one you're talking about, right? Is the mobile game?
Yep. Okay. They have like 4 or 5 different spin-offs now. It's like
and they're all fantastic. But no, so maybe tower defense isn't the way to. But you're defending the island. That's the thing. So it's kind of, I don't know. It's a weird mix of like a tactical RTS
and tower defense
mixed with some tower defense for sure. Because you're trying to defend the little towers or the little houses or whatever. Because if they light them on fire, you're not going to get gold from them, and gold is what you use to level everything up. So you got to protect them. Definitely worth a shot, especially since it's in Game Pass. And I enjoyed it so much, I also bought it on the Switch.
Wow.
For $14.99. So
was it on sale?
No, it wasn't on sale either. So base price $14.99. So if it does go on sale, like definitely pick it up. And if you have Game Pass, and Game Pass PC, I think is perfect. It makes a really good mobile game as well. Like having this on an iPad, I think would be perfect, because when I was playing it on the Switch, I took the Joy-Cons off and I was just holding the Switch, which is something I've never done.
Can you just play touchscreen?
Yeah, I was just playing
Nice.
touchscreen, so I was like holding my Switch like a phone essentially without any Joy-Cons or anything, and that definitely felt like the best way to play it. But
So, have you ever played your Switch in vertical mode?
I don't think I've ever had a game
I
that
know.
plays
Yeah,
vertically.
I think Dandy Dungeon might, because it has those sidebars. Because I heard on a podcast a couple weeks ago somebody playing a game in vertical mode, and it takes it basically just shifts the screen and cuts off all that stuff.
So
I've never tried it myself, but
is it a touch thing then, or do you take the Joy-Cons off and play it that way?
Yeah, I think you just take the Joy-Cons off and play it that way.
Huh. I've definitely set it vertically. Like, if I'm laying down in bed, I set it on my nightstand and then just lay sideways playing. But that's the only time I've ever had it tilted vertically. Weird.
Yeah.
All right, that's Bad North, though. Definitely give it a shot, especially since it's in Game Pass, and we're not picking it for Game Pass Roulette this week. So
How do you know?
I don't. So maybe we are. And if that's the case, I've got a head start, so I'm all about it. All right, last game we'll talk about before we get into Game Pass Roulette is another one of Rownan's. He's playing Gears 5. Have you beat this campaign yet, Rownan? I think most of us are still trucking away at it, but
I'm at Act 1 still.
I have. I beat the campaign, and it is my game of the year so far, hands down.
oh man,
Wow.
Guess I should continue on then, huh?
So I don't want to ruin it because the story is so good that like you have to
Right.
experience it.
And that's the thing. I
But-
feel like there's not, like, for you, was there anything that was added to this game to make it like better than Gears 4 besides just having like an excellent story?
I think they did a lot with Horde mode that made Horde mode even better, which is crazy because I thought the past Horde modes have been great.
Yeah, they're like
But,
the
like,
gold
Horde
standard.
Yeah, Horde mode now you have each character has an ultimate, so that can go a lot into which character you pick to play as. And they have passive abilities and everything, which is all brand new. Whereas before it was just a card-based system. Your character in Horde was based off of the cards you had equipped.
So now is it more like a like Overwatch hero fighter shooter type deal?
Kind of, yeah. So like if you want to be good at building fortifications and repairing fortifications, then you need to play as an engineer, which is basically you're either going to play as the Jackbot or Dell. Or I think Kat, which is one of the Halo Reach characters, she's also an engineer. But the one with the best engineer abilities is Dell.
What's his ability?
So like he has ability, or it's cards, but the cards are based on your character that you pick, and his ability cards are he repairs fortifications faster, he repairs fortifications cheaper, he can purchase fortifications for a cheaper amount. Pretty much anything that has to do with the fortifications for your like Horde base. That's what Dell and Jack are for. And then you have characters like Kate. Kate is the only character that gives a bonus to energy picked up off of enemies she kills at close range. So she's essential to Horde in my opinion because you get more energy, which then whoever's playing Dell can use to build more
To
fortifications.
fortify, right? And that's the biggest part of that game mode.
Yep. And then all the other characters they're just all like JD's ultimate is he calls in an artillery strike on an area. I think Marcus's ultimate is when he activates it, everyone near him automatically gets headshots when they are shooting at an enemy, something like that.
Have
But
you
it's really cool what they've added to Horde.
have you got up to level 50 in Horde?
No, I haven't played much. This is the problem with Gears 5 and Borderlands 3 being released so close together.
Time sinks.
Is
Right.
I'm trying to get to level 50 in Borderlands, but also still trying to level up my characters in Gears Horde and Gears Escape. It's a never-ending cycle.
How's Escape? Because that was one thing that the three of us had not actually played any of.
I like it a lot. Playing with randoms can be frustrating because
communication.
One, they just run around randomly and they get snatched by a sire, which is a enemy that will literally grab your character and drag them away. And if your teammates don't rescue you, then you die.
Kind of like those rat guys in what is it, Vermintide?
Yeah, exactly. Or
I hated those guys.
you're playing with the people who just loot everything and don't leave anything for their teammates.
The ammo vacuums.
Yeah.
Yes, those people. But when you don't play with those people, it's fantastic.
That makes a lot of sense.
So can you play with like Batista and what's her name, Sarah Connor, and all those people in all these modes?
Yep. So you can play as the two Halo Reach characters
Right.
and Sarah Connor in Horde or Escape. But the Batista is he's just a skin for Marcus. So he's only in Horde.
Oh, okay.
So you're playing as Marcus, but the skin is Batista.
It's so funny how far this whole Batista being Marcus thing has come that we're throwing him
Isn't
as
it?
a
Dude,
skin.
it's crazy.
Didn't he kind of force that whole thing? He's like, we need to make a movie, and I need to be Marcus Phoenix, so
Pretty
make
much.
it happen.
But is he wrong?
No, not at all.
He needs to grow a beard, though.
Yeah, we need to see what he looks like
can
with a
he?
beard.
They got spearmint, or what do they call that? Spearmint gum, or to glue
Spearmint?
the gum? No, what's it called? Spearmint paste or something like that. That's what they use to glue beards on in Hollywood.
You learn
Yeah.
something new every day.
Yeah.
I just
look it up.
pictured people just chewing spearmint gum and sticking
And
it
then
to his
sticking
face
it
and then
to-
just
throwing
jamming
hair at it.
clods of hair. Gross.
That's a better idea. Let's do that.
Oh man. All right, so Gears 5, your game of the year so far. That's that probably means that we should finish this up then, huh, guys?
Yeah, maybe.
It's going to blow your mind if you're a Gears fan.
I haven't beat one yet, so
Not spearmint, spirit gum. I apologize.
spirit gum. Thank you for clearing that up.
People are like, this guy's an idiot. He's talking about chewing gum?
Oh man. All right, sweet. Gears 5. What a game. Definitely probably the best looking game out this year so far, at least. But
Probably. I don't know. Division looks pretty good, too.
Division 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Got that snowdrop. That snowdrop engine.
Is that it for games this week?
I think we did it. That's a lot of games, unless anybody has something they may have forgotten about. Nope. All right.
Nope.
Well, what that means is that we can move on to some Game Pass Roulette. All right. So the Game Pass Roulette game that is wrapping up for this current iteration of Game Pass Roulette is Creature in the Well. Yeah, Creature in the Well. Do we start with Rownan? I don't know.
I think we should.
I know Rownan got maybe a early code for this game a while back. And is this another game you beat?
So I never beat it.
Okay.
And like you said, so I did get the developer sent me a free code for the game. So whatever I say, if you want to believe it or not, whatever. But
We'll see. We'll back him up, most likely.
yeah, so
Yeah, we got your back.
it was really fun. It's a really fun take on. I think what they tried to explain it as like a pinball action adventure game. So you run around and you have two weapons, one that just hits the pinballs, and then one that has like a special ability. You can like the one that I always used, you hold the button down and it collects all the balls that come near you, and then you can shoot it in a certain direction. And through that you pretty much gain energy, and then you use energy to open doors. But it gets brutally hard towards the end. Like frustratingly brutally hard to me anyways.
No, I mean,
So I
It
never
was pretty
I never
difficult
beat
for
it.
me in the beginning to middle.
yeah.
Yeah, so towards the end there, like I think there's one boss fight towards the end that I spent I think I tried it like 10 to 15 times in a row.
Oh boy.
And then I was just like, okay, I'm going to put the controller down because I'm starting to get a little frustrated.
Don't want to break something.
Yeah. So I haven't beat it. but I had a ton of fun playing it up until that point.
Right. And I think the combat's like the best part of this because it's so unique.
There's no other game that does what Creature in the Well does.
Yeah, and at first I didn't realize you were going to be able to like hold on to the balls and then pick a direction and throw them. I thought it was literally just going to be you as a paddle trying to hit these in the right direction. I was like, I'm going to be so bad at this, not being able to actually choose which way these are going, but just trying my best. So when I got in
holding them to get some of those orbs to light up, have to shoot it in like a certain direction, and it's got to be in the perfect line. So, I had a hard time doing that still.
I will say that's one awesome weapon I got was I picked up, it was like a dual swords or something like that. And what that did is when I held on to a ball and I wanted to throw it, I had a line that went across the whole screen that showed me exactly where I was going to hit when I let go of it. So that made the game, once I found that, I didn't swap it out for any other weapon because some things it's really tough to have. You do have a little directional symbol that goes around your guy, but it stays super close to him, so you're just kind of like, all right, I'm firing it in that general direction. Like,
right.
Wish
and
me
you're trying
luck.
to hit a point across the screen and try to be pinpoint precise to ricochet off and then follow that same line in through a bunch of other orbs to collect energy. And if you're not good at geometry, this game's not for you.
No. Or you need the dual swords so you could pick out exactly where to go.
Yeah, I got those dual swords too, and I didn't use anything else.
Yeah, it's just I couldn't find anything that was better. The one I had before that, I think when I had the like flaming balls that got shot back at me, if I grabbed onto those, it would replenish my health. So like that was useful until I found these new ones, but
so it took me a while to figure out how to regain health. So I ran in and died immediately, like 5 or 6 times, and then ran through the town. And I was like, there's got to be a way that you buy potions or something. And then I accidentally slipped and fell in one of those white puddles, and miraculously I was healed and I saw the light.
I was the exact same position as you, Moose. So I think I flew through the first 4 or 5 levels and then got murdered and then came back with hardly any health. I was like, well, hang on, this is right. And then I think I found the pool just as you went into the... it wasn't even the well.
Right when you start, right?
It's like when you go into the selection spot where you decide what portal you're opening up.
Exactly. But did you guys manage to loot the houses before you went into the... into the
I got a bat and a spoon and or like a big stirring spoon and a frying pan. Nothing that was super useful.
Yeah. I got the bat. I enjoyed the bat. The good clonk every time you hit the balls.
The sound of it was perfect.
Lovely. It's so satisfying.
That's the one thing you get. Like the one weapon is going to have a different ability or going to do something that's going to help you out. But everything that you're holding on the other button, for me it's left mouse click because I played on the PC. Those don't actually like do anything as far as I can tell. Like the branch and the bat and the ladle and stuff like that. Like those are just literal things to hit the balls, but they don't have like abilities or anything. At least as far as I got. I think I had 4 or 5.
So some of them do. Like I got an axe for my other slot, and whenever I hit a ball with that, it would break the ball into like 2 or 3 balls and send them in different directions.
Multi-ball.
That's good.
Nice.
Okay, so that's cool then. So I definitely didn't get. I think I got through the first 2 main portals, or like turned on the generators or whatever, and then went into the archives, which seems like it was like a side mission kind of thing. And I think I was towards the end of that one. That's really as far as I got though. So I hadn't picked up a cool weapon for my other hand, I guess.
I didn't make it through the first thing, but I did get a super rare achievement by standing on the mop.
Yeah, so if you are coming back into the game, you have your spawn pool or your like health pool thing on the left, and then you see the little frog guy just mopping. You can stand on his mop, and if you stand on it long enough, you get an achievement.
Yeah, you move with the mop, and it says like you helped mop the floor or something like that.
Yep, super helpful.
I might be going to get that.
Yeah.
It's a good one though. I think it's the whole premise of it is that you're trying to start up this like ancient machine inside of this mountain that is gonna clear all of the sandstorms out of your town, or like the town you come from, I guess, is what I got out of it. And then there's a giant creature in the well who wants to stop you. So you have some battles with him where he's throwing little sparkly orange things at you. That got real annoying, but yeah, it's super interesting. The gameplay is nothing I've ever played, like the weird hack and slash pinball aspect, I guess.
Yeah, it's like Brick Breaker with third person action action style game all in one.
It was it's just a strange mash of kind of genre and game in one game, if that makes sense.
It does. And yeah. And the art style I did enjoy. I thought that was well done. It's very like, I want to say like penciled in, kind of like
it uses a lot of black to shade and as a contrast color to whatever is vivid and popping on the screen.
Right. I don't know if cel shaded is the right word, but that's kind of like what I felt like. Like it was like
a little bit, yeah. It's like a mix between pixelated and cel shaded.
But yeah. All right. Anyone else have anything to add for this one?
I think Snoozles love the art style from Discord.
All right. Hey, I agree with Snoozles. And the other feedback we had was from Rownan. But hey, you got to hear those. I didn't have to read them to you. So,
yay!
All right. So hit or miss time for me. I'll say this was a hit. It was unique, and I thought the whole pinball thing made the game a lot of fun. So for me, it was definitely a hit. How about you, Chocolate?
Yeah, for me it was a hit. There is up on our YouTube channel. I have finally thrown up the stream of me playing it, so you can see me in the first 20 seconds of the stream answering a telephone and having a telephone conversation. Didn't catch that one out. And the rest of it, you can see me playing the game. It was definitely fun. Definitely fun.
Moose, how about you?
I just had to apologize that apparently the Air Force was taking off over here and didn't let me know.
I heard that. That was like, is Moose getting bombed? What is happening?
Nah, it's normal. Okay. It's everyday business around here. So, but I'll give this one a hit. Not sure if I'll go back to playing it more since my pile of shame is already so big. But I had a lot of fun with what I did play with it.
All right, Rownan, how about you? Hit or miss?
It is definitely a hit for me. My only thing is, and I'm usually on the other spectrum of this, but I wish they kind of would have included a somewhat easier mode, because I would love to finish the game and see the ending, but I don't have, there's too many other games and I don't have the time to be frustrated and finish it.
That's why we have YouTube, so you can watch somebody else do it.
That's very true.
There you go. Just watch somebody finish this game.
But I had a ton of fun playing it. Hit for me.
Good deal. All right. Hey, that's going to close out this game, Pass Roulette. But what that does mean is that we have a new game up and coming, and this is going to be Moose's choice this week, if I'm not mistaken.
We are, and it is. And I'm just going to read the synopsis first and then let you guys guess the game.
Oh, no.
I'm worried already.
Yeah. So I'm going out of left field here. This is definitely not my genre or game type usually, but this is a 1v1 fighting game where a player controls a team of 3 characters from a selection of various manga series featured in weekly Shonen Jump magazine. The game we're going to be playing next week is Jump Force.
Oh no!
This is also brand new, right? In Game Pass.
Yeah, it's just added, and I've always been intrigued by anime, and these Dragon Ball and super powerful characters in anime. So I'm going in blind, and we shall see.
Moose, I have a guess. Can I guess something?
Sure.
For you, this game's going to be a miss.
Probably, but we'll see.
That's all.
I like to get out of my comfort zone every once in a while. Not Blair Witch though.
Too far out of your comfort zone.
No, that game just wasn't good.
Agreed. Talk about a miss.
Guys.
It's no Hello Neighbor,
but Chocolate picked that one too.
Never touching that with a barge pole. Jesus.
All right.
So I figured, we don't need something that's super heavy in story or time consuming. I figured we could get in and play some fights and learn some super power ups and get the gist of the game in a short amount of time.
All right, so here's one thing that we're going to make happen. We're going to have each one of us, 3 of us, will 1v1 each other, and then we'll give everyone the totals.
Okay.
In 2 weeks. So I can prove to you all that I'm the best Dragon Baller.
It's not Dragon Ball, it's all of them.
I'm the best all anime punching man.
Yep.
So suck on that.
So I'll be curious to see who actually participates and gives this game a shot, because I'm intrigued by it, but I really don't know anything about it.
What's it called? Not Strike Force.
Jump Force.
Jump Force.
You can play Strike Force if you want.
Yeah, I play that every day. All right, so Jump Force is going to be our Game Pass Roulette game for the next couple weeks, so everybody get in on some of that and get in on the conversation. Links for Discord are in our show notes. We have a channel specifically for Game Pass Roulette right inside of Discord where we talk about it. If you have questions, comments, any of that kind of stuff about the game, leave them there. Let us know.
Rownan, what do you think about our choice? I saw in chat that he posted he's a huge anime nerd.
So I don't play fighters, but I'm a huge anime nerd. Like, that's when I go to bed every night, I usually fall asleep watching anime.
So you got to give this one a shot.
Yeah, I will, for sure.
Good.
Is there any story, or is it just, Mortal Kombat?
I think it's just Mortal Kombat with anime characters.
I can't wait to go.
Well,
Super
it's
Sun.
more. I think it's more of like the 3D arena as opposed to Mortal Kombat's like 2D.
What do they call it?
What
do they call it when they like evolve or whatever?
Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyan.
Go
Yeah.
Super Saiyan.
Oh yeah.
We'll figure this out, Moose.
I see a lot of screaming and a lot of fire in the background.
That's all you
Putting
need.
your hands together to form balls of energy.
It's screaming things at people.
Yes. Yay, anime. All right. Cool. Let's get into some news. All right, Moose, what do we got going on in the news this week?
Let's start off with some quick hits. Google doesn't want to be left out in the rain with the monthly sub service, so they are introducing the Google Play Pass. It's going to be the same price as the Apple Arcade, $4.99 a month. But for the first year, if you'd like to try it out, you can do it for $1.99 a month. You can also share it with up to 5 users using the family plan. And then it's going to include 350 games, apps, and other digital content. It'll be ad-free, and there will be no in-app purchases. Is that how Apple is? There's no microtransactions inside the games?
Yeah, that's exactly how they're doing it, just with a third of the games. Got them.
What is that, Apple or Google?
Apple, I think, was releasing in 100 games.
Oh, I see.
It was an actual
Okay.
joke. I bet you the quality of games on the Apple Arcade are probably better than what we'll see in the Google Play Pass.
It's supposed to be a pretty well curated list, so I may give it a shot for the first couple months just to see, what's in there.
For sure.
Also, like we said earlier, Mario Kart Tour came out last week. It's free to start on mobile, but the fastest class is behind a monthly subscription. What do you guys think about that?
Oh, that's terrible. So I'm at 150cc. By the time I get to like 1000cc, I have to pay $5 a month for that.
You're done, sir. The next one is 200 cc's and it's $5 a month.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Huh. Well,
Yep.
that's not great because I played maybe like an hour of that game and I'm already at 150cc.
Yeah, I guess your replayability is about done.
Oh, man. Huh. All right.
But I guess the way they're doing it is they're having it's kind of like the battle pass or season pass or whatever. They have a different event every 2 weeks, and you can grind for whatever the cosmetics are and characters for those 2 weeks, and then it resets to another track and another event.
So I think that's called the gold pass or something because when I kept getting rewards, it was showing me like the 2 rewards I was getting.
Right.
But the 2 additional awards rewards I could have gotten if I had the gold pass.
Exactly.
So.
What you could have with our super mega gold pass.
Pass.
So yeah, it's just dirty.
Agreed.
All right. PlayStation announced that you can buy all their hardware now via their retail store. So if you want to go buy the PS4 Pro or any new controllers, anything like that, it is now available on the PlayStation website. I think they're just kind of preparing for GameStop to go out of business and big box stores to maybe stop carrying the consoles.
What a weird news story to have like
Right?
20 years after the PlayStation came out. Like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, you can finally buy this from us on our website. Oh.
And it's always it's always been available on Microsoft. I don't think Nintendo you can buy actual hardware though on the eShop, can you?
On the eShop? No, because that's a digital storefront
Oh, is it?
for games. I was, as far as I know. But it's just funny because I would have always assumed if I went to Sony.com, I could tab over to the PlayStation and just buy one from them. So it's kind of weird that that's not a thing. Well, now it is a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So up next, Apex Season 3's launch trailer came out yesterday. Did anybody see it? Chocolate, Rownan?
No, I haven't jumped in to watch the trailer yet. It's on my phone. Waiting.
I absolutely watched it, and it's fantastic, and I'm super pumped. Yeah, I think the new map they said blends. The map blends fire and ice.
Exactly. It's supposed to be a theme of like a volcano on one side and ice on the other, and they kind of mix in the middle. And they give you a little more insight on Crypto and what his abilities are. So it kind of looks like what I guessed last week about him throwing up some sort of drone in the air. Looks like that's going to be one of his perks. And when does it come out, Ronan? Do you know? I didn't see when they drop.
It is October 1st,
next week.
This Tuesday.
So, if I should probably buy my battle pass now instead of waiting until there's 5 weeks left in the season to do it. And I'm excited.
Yeah, I'll be getting the battle pass for sure.
I like Apex. I know Risky's not a fan, but he just won't give it the time it needs to, sink its teeth into him, I believe. As he stays on mute.
It's not for everybody. It's my favorite battle royale, hands down.
Right.
I think it's much smoother than the other battle royales for me, anyway.
I like them all.
Right.
Like I said, if there's friends involved, then I'll play the game usually. So let's move on. Razer dropped a new wireless headset called the Nari Ultimate. It's I believe it uses the Xbox's proprietary tech, so that it connects straight to your Xbox. $200, and I believe the Steel Arctics is still the better set. So after I looked at some reviews, and this thing for $200, it doesn't look like it's worth what they're advertising.
Oh, I'm glad I got the Steel series then.
What do you think, Ronan?
I only ever have used Astros.
Okay.
So I actually get a lot of people asking me about headsets, and I just tell them that Astros are great. Anything else, I have no idea.
See, I have Astros, and I have issues with them, don't I, Risky? He must be gone right now.
Yeah, he has stepped away.
Yeah, I have heard of. I know quite a few people who have had issues with Astros, but me personally, I have not, and I love them.
I just have issues with them syncing. So, like, sometimes I'll turn on the Xbox and they won't sync at all, or sometimes just the headset works and not the microphone, and you've got to unplug the power source and plug it back in, and then set the headset back on to reset it. And
do you have the A40s?
No, I've got the A50s, but they're actually the PlayStation ones, and I have an Xbox base and a PlayStation base, so I can swap them in between the two.
See, yeah, I have the Xbox A50s, and I haven't had any issues with it. But yeah, that would suck if it wouldn't sync. That'd be very stressful.
Right, and then there's times that I have issues with, like, Risky's, like, I can hear, like, every third word you're saying right now, and I just turn it off. So I've got a lot of data pollution or interference going on in my house, so that could have a lot to do with it too.
Yeah, gotcha.
So, but I like the Astros. I they're great headphones. They sound great. They just, the communication part of them doesn't work all the time for me. So. All right, let's get to the headlines. Did anybody watch the PlayStation State of Play last week?
No.
I didn't watch it, but I have watched the trailers pretty much that came from it.
Well, I really wish Xbox would get on this train that Nintendo and PlayStation have, where it's 20 to 30 minutes of concise, short to the point information, and then get along with your life. It's not hour and a half, 2 hours long of deep dives and in-depth information about things that aren't, not very pertinent right now. Or it seems like Xbox tries to come up with filler. But let's just run over what PlayStation had in their, what was about 25-minute presentation. Start off the top. It was the last thing mentioned, but I'm going to go ahead and name it first. The Last of Us 2 trailer was released. Another trailer, at least. And also the game release date of February 21st of next year. So it's going to be a 2-disc physical copy. And there's all sorts of special editions that you can buy, including backpacks, statues, posters, all sorts of swag. So if you feel like spending the money, they got all sorts of gear and Last of Us stuff for you. So they also revealed the special edition PS4 Pro Death Stranding edition. I put a picture of it here for you guys to look at. Basically, I'll describe it for our listeners. It's an all-white PS4 Pro with what looks like bloody hand smears, but they are black. And then it comes with a gold clear controller. So I like the controller. I'm not sure about the actual console itself. What do you guys think?
The console looks weird. It looks as if you're having a shower and it was really steamy in your shower and you just put a handprint there.
I think you nailed it, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like I could make that console for you.
Right? Just some spray paint and some handprints.
Yeah.
Could you do that to my Xbox, Rownan, if I give you some white spray paint?
Be edgy and go
I
with
feel
lime
like
green.
the Spider-Man
could.
the Spider-Man console is way more
Yeah,
legit.
I think so too. I actually had one pre-ordered, and then I changed my mind and just bought a new PlayStation controller instead.
What a
It saved me
difference in
like
purchase.
$300.
Yep.
I suppose.
I think
Go on, sorry.
I think that controller is sweet. I would have liked a different
Right.
color than yellow. I think yellow's the worst color in the world, but
Brown's a pretty bad one.
yeah, mix them together and ooh.
So, now that we've got that out of the way, Call of Duty Modern Warfare story trailer came out. Captain Price is back. We got a first look at the gritty all-new campaign. Thoughts?
Pumped.
Yeah.
Price, the man.
It looks like you're going to have to
Super
make
pumped.
some real heartfelt decisions.
What's not great is, did you see that the
Yes.
I was going to say this.
one mode is exclusive for a year to PlayStation?
Well, it's like a mode.
survival mode?
It's a mode within a mode, right? So it's like there's the Spec Ops mode, right? And then there's some sort of gameplay inside of it that's going to be proprietary to just PlayStation until next October. So pretty much everybody on Xbox just won't mess with it at all.
But
It's their horde mode.
I was gonna say
Okay.
it's still
So-
survive. It's called survive. Like it's like if you didn't get horde mode on your copy of Gears. It's not nothing, in my opinion. It's not something you should shrug off. But well, I think the only reason that it bothers me so much is because of how long of an exclusivity deal it is.
Right.
It's like Destiny back in the day. But the thing here is that Call of Duty refreshes every year. By the time we're allowed to play this on Xbox, like
We won't
you're going to
care.
be playing the next Call of Duty game. So what's the point? It's just it's silly.
Yeah, hopefully one day
yeah, I'm not a fan.
Nope.
hopefully one day the console wars will subside and everybody will be able to play whatever, whenever, wherever they want.
When money is no longer a currency
Right.
and everything's free. Yeah.
All right. They also confirmed a demo for Medieval. I don't know if anybody played that game. I didn't, but you can play the demo on the PlayStation Store right now.
Woo.
A new game, a new IP that came out. It was called Arise: A Simple Story. It's an action-adventure platforming game with beautiful artistry and a complimentary score. It sounded really nice as far as the music. So it promises to be an emotional roller coaster as you relive the highs and lows of life trying to escape limbo. So essentially it starts out with you at your funeral, and then you go back and retrace the steps throughout your life. And I don't know if the end game is deciding whether you get to stay in heaven or, but it looked cool.
Sounds like it's right up my alley.
Right, yeah. I thought about you for that game for sure.
Yep.
And then,
It looks real nice too, like you said.
yeah. And then all you RTS fans, and then Civilization 6 is coming to PS4 on November 22nd, and they've got all sorts of DLCs and game packs and stuff included. So if you're into Civilization and are on PS4, check all that stuff out.
I believe it's coming to Xbox too.
Oh, cool.
I think this is another exclusivity thing where
PlayStation gets a bunch of DLC.
Getting all the DLC free,
Yeah.
right?
So you can play all the basic versions on Xbox, but I guess if you want to get all the cool stuff, you got to go over to PlayStation. So
Just go play it on your Switch so you can play it on the toilet.
right. LA Noire VR Case Files is out now. They showed that a small trailer for that, and then they had a PSVR montage which included the games Gorn, After the Fall, and Stardust Odyssey. So anybody that's got the PSVR rig, go out and check those out. Humanity. Did you guys see this trailer? It was right at the beginning.
I watched the trailer, and at first I was like, what am I watching?
Yeah, I literally have WTF in my notes right here.
But then I saw the scene of the two hordes clashing, and
Right.
it looked like they were blue lightsaber and red lightsaber fighting,
Uh-huh.
and it sold me.
So you were in, huh?
I mean, if I owned a... Is this a PlayStation exclusive?
I believe it is, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't own a PlayStation, so that... If I had one, I'd play it.
Yeah, it's
So don't get excited, bro.
yeah, it's like a Lemmings type mass horde game is the only way I could explain it, where you just have a mass of people or a mass of whatever these things are, and casualties be damned or whatever, you got to get to the finish line or complete the objective. So you use these bodies as your currency, and hopefully there's some left at the end. Right? That's what I
It
got
looked
from
pretty
it.
cool. Like, towards the end of the trailer, like, one of the hordes was setting up their people, like, fighting off the other horde as half of their horde was, like, making it to the exit.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked like it could be really cool, but it was also very strange.
Yeah, it was very strange. Another very strange game they showed was Watum. I'm not sure if that's correct, but I'm going to go ahead and
Close
stick with
enough.
that. Yeah. It looked like a bunch of just weird shapes in a 2D world, and they pooped, and they exploded, and I still don't know what's going on, actually.
I actually stopped watching, like, halfway through
Yeah,
because I was just so confused.
Yeah.
That was enough for you.
I think you got the
Yeah.
gist of it, because there was no more information. I'm sure after you left, there was just more of the same. So look forward to that game coming out as well. And like I said, Last of Us 2 was the final thing in the state of play. So I didn't pay attention to it because I still need to play Last of Us 1 remastered, and I like to go into things blind. So
At least we finally have a release date. I feel like that's the
Right.
biggest thing for everyone.
and
Just
you know that it's
finally
coming
have
out
a
on
release date.
PS4, so it's going to be one of those.
So it's not a PS5 thing.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those dual release things where you can upgrade your copy or play the same copy on the next console.
It's gonna be really funny when all this beautiful footage we've been seeing is just all PS5 stuff.
And it's all just cutscenes.
Yeah,
We've gotten tricked like that before, haven't we?
a time or two.
So yeah, that was pretty much it for the state of play. And then Xbox couldn't be outdone, so almost directly after, they started an Inside Xbox. They started out with some Project xCloud information. There's a public preview available now to all Android users, sorry Bear, and all other fruit phone people. US, UK, and Korea can participate if you're selected. And the library includes Halo 5, Gears 5, Sea of Thieves, and Killer Instinct. Why do they always throw Killer Instinct in there like it's a game that people play?
They need to flog that dead horse.
Right? I played that game when I was in like 3rd grade when they were trying to compete with Mortal Kombat, and I think that's as far as I got. I didn't even know it was still a thing.
I wonder how many people they're actually gonna bring in because like I signed up for it.
I did
So
too.
it was, and the only reason I initially saw it because Rare put out a thing and was like, "Hey, Sea of Thieves on xCloud, let's do it." And I was like, "Oh, I should sign up for this."
Oh dear, we're going to lose you to XCloud and Sea of Thieves.
Man, I'm really hoping that I can get that up and running at work. It's all I'm hoping for here.
It's all
I have
about,
an iPhone, so I was quite upset.
You'll get there eventually.
yeah, that just makes sense for Microsoft and Apple not to play nice, though, right?
Yeah.
So that was about it for the xCloud news. Up next, they had some Gears 5 news. You can make sure you get Batista before the 28th of October, or he will go back in the quote-unquote vault. Not sure what that means, but do it. So there's also 4 new characters plus other updates. Is all they said about that. Anybody got anything to add?
Gears 5. Woo!
Yeah.
Game
Make
of the
sure
year.
you log in.
Up next, they had a pretty in-depth thing of Atlas. This is going to be Risky's new pirate game.
No, it's not.
It's
I've already got one.
It's an open-world pirate MMO, and it's out on Xbox Game Preview on the 8th of October. So if you're in the preview program, you can jump in there and try it out.
I bought a parrot moose. I can't just leave Sea of
I
Thieves.
know.
Now. I'm responsible for a living thing.
But since said day you bought the parrot, how many times have you played Sea of Thieves?
Twice.
Oh, I was guessing 0. So proud of you.
Thank you.
So that was about it for Atlas. And then there was Children of Morta. It's a roguelike action RPG with family elements. So you've got different family members, and each family member has different powers. And I don't know, it looked pretty strange to me. Anybody know anything about this game?
It's pretty much like Diablo.
Okay.
Except there's more. It's a more like linear, straightforward story. You play as a family,
Right.
and you're trying to prevent this catastrophic event from happening.
While keeping everybody in the family intact.
Yeah, each family member has different skill set and stuff. But other than that, it's pretty much Diablo. Other than the loot, there actually is no inventory system.
Okay.
And items you pick up throughout the dungeon are like things you just carry for that instance that give you like passive buffs or abilities and stuff.
So I'm picking up Simpsons beat 'em ups. Is that what we're getting here?
Yeah, kind
Oh,
of.
sweet.
Think Simpsons beat 'em up, except Diablo aesthetic.
Okay.
Less complicated Diablo is what I'm hearing, and I'm all about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And perfect for the Switch.
And then
as
they
well.
showed a little more information on Code Vein. They featured 2 bosses in the trailer. The game's out now, so if you're into getting your butt kicked, this is a Souls-like game that's got anime-type stuff in it. So, Ronan, is this you, bud?
I actually played it at E3,
Uh-huh.
and because I'm a huge fan of Dark Souls. I've played all the Dark Souls. There's something about the game that just didn't feel smooth to me. Maybe, it's an early build,
Right.
so...
Maybe
I don't
a
know.
hope for Game Pass or catch it on sale?
Yeah. So, like, if it goes on sale or if it comes to Game Pass or something, I'll probably jump in, but I'm probably not going to buy it right away.
That's where I'm
Was
at.
it like-
Yeah, go ahead.
Was it like clunky? Was the combat like clunky? I feel like that's super important for
I
Dark Souls.
think my problem was I went in expecting Dark Souls, so when the controls were different, it just felt clunky to me.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Because so maybe if I got used to the controls more, then I'd have a different point of view.
Yeah. Like I said, it's like sipping root beer when you think it's Dr. Pepper. You're just, whoa, that's not right.
It's very specific.
You know, I've done that before. So they also did a pretty big deep dive in Outer Worlds. So there's going to be lots of choice in this game. You can shoot, talk, or sneak your way through any situation. They introduced leadership roles, and they also showed a few science weapons. So, Risky, I know you're pretty geeked about this game, right?
Yeah, except for it comes out the same day as Modern Warfare. Why would you do that? Get out of the way. But I mean, day and date with Game Pass, so I'm not going to complain. I'm hoping I'll have 2 games here. I'll have my multiplayer game, and then my single player like campaign game.
Right. And this is,
I think they'll actually work out.
I think this is supposed to be like New Vegas, right? I never played any of the Fallout games. I'm sorry. It just
Yeah, Obsidian's making it. They're the people that made New Vegas.
So
So-
that's what I've heard.
This is the only game that I could see usurping Gears 5 as game of the year for me.
Yeah.
I'm super pumped about this game.
I feel like this will be in a lot of people's lists. Everything about it seems good, especially if you're like, I don't know. This game works perfect for me because, like, Fallout New Vegas to me is the best Fallout game, and this is like has to do with space travel and it's sci-fi, all that stuff. Like, I don't know. I think it's gonna be really good. I do agree.
Did you see some of the guns they were showing? There was like a, all I can think of it like an ectoplasm gun where it was just shooting out green gloop.
Yeah.
And they've got
They
like
had a shrink ray.
Shrink ray, that was it. That was on the tip
Yeah,
of my
and then they
tongue.
had another one that would like shrink the heads of the enemies.
Yeah.
It just makes me think of Borderlands.
So yeah, that's coming out the 25th, and I'm excited. I know you guys are. Let's see. Next thing they had was some behind-the-scenes information with Breakpoint. They did a development piece featuring motion capture and training with the actual soldiers, showing kind of the scenarios they were going through. So, like I said, Xbox is really, like, if PlayStation and Nintendo are quick and to the point, Xbox likes to draw things out and be grandiose about everything. So, that was exciting too. And let's see, Hitman 2 DLC, Haven Island is available now. So if you're still playing Hitman 2, there's some DLC that you can play. And then they did a feature on Felix the Reaper. They did a little bit of a game preview, and then the game will be out on the 26th of October. So if you're into...
The day after Call of Duty.
Yeah, all these games are just going to get buried. And then another game that, Risky, I think you might be excited about is called After Party.
Dude, yes. Oh, my God.
So
I loved Oxenfree,
yeah.
So I can't wait for this game.
And it's got all your story bubbles above the,
100%.
Yeah, and apparently this is a story of you and a friend, a guy and a girl, and they die, and they end up going to hell. And I believe it's up to them to try to get back out. Is that right?
By out drinking the devil.
Yeah. So
I played it at PAX. It's fantastic. It's so funny.
So that's going to be out day and date. It's actually out right now, so you can go play it.
Wait, is that a real thing?
No, it's
I
not
believe
October.
so, yeah.
Don't mess with my
Isn't it
heart.
The 20th.
No, I think
Yeah.
Okay.
it's end of
We'll go with that.
October.
End of October.
Now I have to Google it.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm doing right now.
If it was out now, I'd be playing it right now.
Oh, because I was so hyped for that. And then he said out now. I was like, wait, what? How did I not know?
But it will be in Game Pass. But I didn't see it on Game Pass when I was looking earlier today.
October 29th.
There you go. October 29th. I apologize. And then, so After Party, that'll be fun. And then they showed a little bit of information on DayZ. There's a new map as well as some new DLC for Ace Combat 7. I just kind of barely touched on those things. I believe the Inside Xbox was about an hour and a half long. So I would suggest just finding a website and looking at the bullet points. And then our final story in the news today is gaming companies in the United Nations join forces to combat climate change. So PlayStation, Xbox, and 19 other industry leaders published to reduce carbon footprint at the UN Climate Change Summit last week. The companies have plans to help by reducing their carbon footprints, rethinking how products are packaged to include less plastic, and re-engineering hardware to run more efficiently. I know PlayStation 5 has something that is like a hibernate mode that's supposed to be super efficient. So when you're not playing, it's not really taking any electricity. And then Xbox actually plans to make 825,000 carbon neutral consoles. They didn't say exactly which console they're making, but they have a test pilot program, and it's the first in history to do so. So I don't know if it's the S's, if it's going to be X's, if it's going to be the new consoles. But I think people are finally starting to pay attention and realizing that we need to do something before it's too late.
Yep. All good news there.
That's okay. What I don't get is why don't all the companies together join forces and pull out this power saving mode and use the tech across the consoles. The carbon footprint or the carbon neutral consoles. Roll that out across the
For everyone.
companies.
Because then you don't look like the good guy
Yeah,
anymore.
and a lot of times when people are going carbon neutral, that means they're spending money. They're buying credits, basically energy credits, to neutralize the impact that they're putting out in the world. So I don't know exactly how Xbox is doing this, but I know a lot of companies that say they're 100% carbon neutral just means that they pay a bunch of money to offset their carbon, their footprint.
Okay.
So, but I think the bigger thing in here is, they're going to try to use less plastics in packaging and, try to get things to run more efficiently to stop using the power at the front end. Right, because, it's not a renewable resource. It's something that is finite, and eventually it'll be gone. So, until we figure out how to just pull energy out of the air, we need to pay attention and conserve it.
We'll get there.
Yeah, because it's there. It's definitely there. Lightning, right? So, let's move on. Games out this week.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I was expecting you to just throw it right at chocolate.
you want me to do this part?
No, I got it. Let's see. Destiny Shadowkeep coming out for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC on 10/1, as well as the new season expansions. So if you're into Destiny, it's time to get back into it. Breakpoint is going to be out on the 4th, I believe. I didn't put a date here for some reason, but I believe it comes out on the 4th. Is that right?
Yeah, Friday. I think that's right.
So I did see some rumors about delays, but I don't think they're delaying the actual game. So we'll see what kind of
delay
state.
I saw was for the beta,
right?
But
it was like for a few hours, right?
That must have been what it was, because I know the beta is going on this weekend, so I don't really.
So
I don't know.
I'm not super confident in the state of the game when it comes out next week, because it was pretty buggy when we played it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I probably need to look at the beta this weekend and see.
Right. Yeah, but I tried to play it yesterday, and it was 33 gigs. I don't know if I didn't download it or I deleted it off my hard drive or what, but so it's still there. Still got to mess with it. Ghostbusters, the video game, is coming out on only the Switch, which is weird. Did it already come out on the other two consoles? I know that this game came out like last year or 2 years ago to like Crickets, and then they did like a complete remaster of it, is what I believe.
I think it was like 2009.
Oh,
it was like a decade
10
ago
years
at this
ago.
point.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the game that came out last year or 2 years ago was the remaster.
Oh, okay. So this is just the Switch version of that game?
Yeah, I think so.
Gotcha. Did anybody get a hold of it or play it?
I haven't.
Yep.
No.
Me either.
Nope.
So that's really slow games, games out this week as far as for the first week of October. I'm shocked that I didn't see more.
I mean, I think at least they're like big games.
Right, that's true.
You have a Ghost Recon game and a Destiny expansion. Like, that's decent enough.
Then we
And
got,
I'm sure there's 1,000 little things that
yeah,
we don't know anything about.
the shovelware on the eShop.
That never stops coming.
No.
That's just the Google Play Store on a phone at this point.
You can literally buy games for pennies on there.
Yeah, and they're worth less than that. So.
You've wasted your money.
Oh, man.
So we got a few games out this month for Games with Gold. Timbo, the Badass Elephant. Not sure what that is, but I might check it out.
That game looks pretty cool.
Does it?
Yeah, it looks quite fun.
And then another one for Chocolate's Library, Friday the 13th, the game.
Yes, can't wait.
This is actually a really good co-op game to get with a bunch of people and play. So
I was gonna say the few times I've played this game, it's actually been really funny and a lot of fun.
Exactly. So I suggest just downloading it for rainy nights and when you got nothing better to do.
Sounds scary, but when you have the right person, being Jason, chasing you down and just like making weird noises at you as they chase you, like, it's hysterical. It's so good.
And then 360 games, we got Disney's Bolt and Ninja Gaiden 3. So make sure you don't have to download them, but just make sure you collect the Get box and then cancel your download. That's what I always do every month so that you're not wasting data.
Yeah.
And then PlayStation Plus has a better month again. Just, rubbing it in Xbox's face. But again,
they don't have Game Pass,
exactly,
bro.
That's what I was about to say. They don't have Game Pass, so they don't get Gears. But MLB The Show 19 and Last of Us Remastered, both Sony exclusives that will be free if you have a Plus membership.
Big games there with PlayStation.
Yeah, they are. I spent 60 on one of them and 20 on the other.
Did anyone see what just popped up in Cast?
Nope.
No.
Maybe it always shows up for me. We ran out of our recording time for the month.
Oh, cool.
No way.
So that's it, huh?
Oh, no. All right, you got 5 minutes. I lied.
Okay.
5 more minutes.
Let's wrap it up.
All right. Keep this as brief as possible. Go to iTunes, rate us, do that fun stuff. Discord, links for Discord are in the show notes. patreon.com/CAG podcast. I finally put an article up over there, and it's live for the public, so go check it out. Rownan's actually done work for us on Patreon. He wrote an article. We're trying to give you guys stuff every week, so go over there, check it out. Maybe support the show. If you'd like to follow us on Twitter and Instagram, we are at CAG Podcast over there. And if you need us via email for anything, cagpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to get a hold of me, I'm at Risky the Kid everywhere. Chocolate, how about you?
I've never heard you speak so fast. Chocolate
You're welcome.
Bear 80 everywhere.
Moose.
Moosenstein 8314, all places.
And Rownan, we got a couple minutes left. What are you doing? I know you stream. If you want to give your stream schedule, where people can find you on Mixer, all that stuff, go for it.
I pretty much stream every morning right now. I'm looking to do more evening streams, but it's mixer.com/Rownan. So pretty much Rownan, my name as you see it here, but with an I on either side, because I thought I was cool back in the day.
Don't we all?
You were cool.
Still cool. Awesome. Well, hey, Rownan, thanks for being on the show, my friend. I'm sure we'll have you back again sometime. And make sure everyone goes out, follows Rownan, tune into some of his streams. It's good stuff.
Thank you very much. I am pleasured to be here with you guys.
And thank you, everyone, for tuning into this week's episode of Cross Atlantic Gaming. We'll catch you guys next week for an all-new episode. Goodbye.
See ya.
Later.
Quickest edition of dad jokes ever. Chocolate, what do you got?
This morning I saw the milkman drinking a sip of milk before leaving it on my front door. How dare he?
Jesus.
Oh, that's bad. Moose.
Are any Halloween monsters good at math? No.
No.
Unless you count Dracula.
Oh, Jesus.
I hate jokes about German sausages. They're the worst.
You're the worst.